So I'm just sharing quickly, and from this particular thing, we will cover the most of the things here, like how the things are working. And
okay. How many sessions it will take?
so I'm taking the freelance as a training regularly every month. So I've taken around 7 to 8 sessions as of now.
Oh, is that enough for the JBoss?
7 to 8 trainings, I'm saying that, not the JBoss. But as per the content which is being shared, which is suitable and required, I think more than 20 sessions, and more than 20 and 30 sessions if we need to cover these every topics.
Okay.
Okay. So do you understand the 3-tier architecture?
Which one?
3-tier architecture. Okay.
Yeah, this is like a microservice architecture, right? Not
Like middleware architecture, how a particular web application is working and how we are able to access it and what is happening actually in the background, right?
Yeah, this one is master node and this one is two or worker nodes, and the database is behind the worker node, right?
Yeah, right. So let's suppose these are my 2 JBoss servers.
Yeah. This is for backup, like
And we are having one web server.
okay.
Web server can be enterprise as well as open source. So
Okay.
just using the Apache, okay?
Okay.
Like let's suppose this is Apache, and
Or we can use Nginx, right?
yeah, we can use Nginx as well.
Yeah.
And this is one load balancer, okay?
Okay.
So let's suppose the user is sitting outside of this environment, or we can say from you are accessing any particular website from outside
Yeah.
network or from any browser, right? So this is my user. So whenever user is trying a particular request, let's suppose xyz.com or let's suppose google.com, then the first thing that will come into picture is the DNS. DNS means domain name resolution, which will resolve the domain name on a particular IP.
Yeah.
Then
we can buy somewhere from the GoDaddy and we'll schedule our IPs there, and DNS server will resolve the IP, the DNS.
Right. So let's suppose this box is the user and it is striking the request. Then this black box that you are seeing here, this is my load balancer.
Okay.
Load balancer we are using for balancing the load between multiple servers.
Okay.
We are having the multiple 2 boxes of Apache web server.
Okay.
It will route the request in round robin fashion.
Okay.
Okay. Round robin means one request to server, then
another request, or depend upon our prerequisites.
Yeah, right. Whatever the algorithm that is being configured on load balancer, whether it's a round robin, wait,
or it's like a CPU utilization depends upon
right.
that.
Right. And based on the connection utilization list connection and all. Okay. So once the request will be coming to the load balancer, then based on the context route, let's suppose I'm just sharing my screen and giving you an example. Just a minute. Let's suppose I try to access the net banking site of any like HDFC Bank, okay?
Yeah.
So when I click on it, and then this page which is coming, right? This call as a. So whenever the request is coming from web server, load balancer to web server, so it will try to search whether that net banking page is presented here or not. Okay. That page is here on web server as a static page. from the web server. Okay.
Yeah.
Else web server will try to find out on this application server, which is JBoss. Okay.
Yeah.
So this / net banking application will be deployed on this JBoss platform.
Yes.
Okay. And from that, if any database connectivity is there, it will try to connect with the database. And for database, it will try to pick up the configuration from JBoss JDBC configuration, whatever the data sources that we have defined here. Okay. And
Yeah.
suppose you need to make this server as an admin, or you may or as a domain server, and there you need to create cluster of 2 JBoss instances. We can see at let's see JBoss 1, and this is my JBoss 2. Okay. And if we are using only one single box, okay, then we call it as a standalone JBoss server without any domain. Okay. And if we are using multiple servers, and if we want to manage JBoss single console itself, then we call it as a domain mode. Are you getting my?
Just a minute.
Recording in progress.
I'm joining from one mobile. Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Go.
So if multiple servers are being involved to manage the environment, let's suppose I have the 10 servers. Okay.
Yeah.
In those 10 servers, let's suppose one application deployment is there for net banking or for any other stuff. We got the deployment from developer and we need to deploy it. If we are
Yes.
JBoss as a standalone environment, then we have to deploy that application 10 times. Okay, on each server we have to go again and again, then we have to follow the same step and we have to deploy it. Okay.
Yes.
And let's suppose we configure all of the 10 servers into a single domain. Okay. And we make it as a single cluster. And
Yeah.
we manage it from one single admin console. There will be one admin console will be there, right? From there, we can manage the entire 10 servers, and from there, we can deploy the application on those 10 instances on one single time. Either we can deploy it from console or we can deploy it from CLI.
Yes.
Have you got this point?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so similar to JBoss, there are other apps as well into the market, like WebSphere we have, WebLogic we have. The functioning of every product is same. Only the naming is being different. In JBoss,
Oh, standalone means we need to go manually and deploy one application one by one like that, right?
right. And in domain mode, all of the servers will be integrated in one single domain, and from there we can do whatever the changes required to be done.
Oh, okay. In main, whatever the domain server we did the changes, it will reflect in all the servers.
Yes, right. And
Okay. It's like a difference between the manual and automation, right? That's it, right? The domain and the standalone difference.
correct. In domain mode, you can manage, like you have the cloud console, right?
Yeah.
So from the cloud, you can manage the entire infrastructure, whatever the changes that you need to do on VMs, storage, database, you can do it from
Okay.
console, right? Similarly,
Okay.
all of the things can be managed from one single environment, from one single console.
Okay.
So if servers are being integrated in domain mode, then we can make the changes. We can do everything from that console, whether we need to take the restart, we need to update some configuration, we need to update some class path or jar file path, we need to do some heap size changes, we need to do some performance tuning. So every single change that we can manage, we don't have to go on every other service. We can do it from, we will get one console URL, we will log in into that, and we will be able to see like what is the configuration is being defined on a particular JVM or standalone instance.
Okay.
Okay. So JBoss comes as enterprise version as well as open source. Okay.
Okay.
The enterprise version is being managed by the Red Hat, the company which provide the license for JBoss enterprise enterprise level product. And one more product is there that is open source that we call as a JBoss Wildfly. Okay, that we use as a open source environment. What is the difference between those is because in open source environment we have challenges we cannot apply the patches, we cannot get the enterprise support if any production issue is there, right? But in environment we will be having the Red Hat with us, so in case if any issue is coming, yeah, right.
In the enterprise side.
Yeah. So JBoss installation. So JBoss is basically an application servers which is providing us the Java runtime environment. Before
Okay.
installation of JBoss, we have to set up the Java first. We have to install
Yeah,
the Java.
Java, I need, yeah, we need. That one I done actually. Just the installation
But-
part was done.
Yeah, but to start the training, we have to means cover everything from scratch.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Right. Right. So server, we can deploy it and configure it with Java version 8, 9, 10, 11 based on the JBoss version. So currently available versions JBoss are JBoss 6, 7, and 8, right? That way we can download the binaries from Red Hat site. Okay.
Actually, coming to the installation, actually what happened, I for the practice purpose, I create one EC2 instance in the AWS, and I try to download Java, and after that I try to download with the wget, I download the JBoss server, JBoss the tar file, sorry.
Okay.
And what happened? I tried to Java-jar and this file. I'm getting some issue. After that, what I did, I download into my local, and after that, I moved to the EC2 instance, and I tried to execute the same command Java-jar, and it's worked. What is the reason?
But before installing, have you checked whether the Java -version command?
Java is
or
yeah,
not?
is there. Java is there.
Okay. And did you try to install it on Windows or Linux?
And Linux.
Okay. So Windows and Linux, I think, follow the different process.
Okay.
Okay. Have you downloaded the binaries for Windows or Linux?
For the Linux.
Okay. Is it was in zip file or in tar format?
Yeah, I download both actually. The installer .jar also and also tar also. I tried for both. The tar file I tried to unzip, and this one I tried to install with the Java-jar command. But I'm getting some issue. After that, I did like this: download into local. After that, I moved the jar file into EC2 instance. That it's worked actually. Before it's like at showing whenever I run the command, it's throwing error like a it's like a corrupt file.
Okay.
Yeah. Before, whenever I try to direct from the download from the Linux machine, it's saying like a corrupt file. But once I tried with the Windows machine, I tried to download in the Windows machine and I moved to Linux. It's worked actually.
Okay, so we can check this
Yeah,
error.
yeah.
Not
Sure.
a problem, right?
That's okay. That's
we
okay.
can
Not a
we can
problem.
start it from scratch.
Yeah.
So in Linux, it's pretty simple to install the JBoss, right? We just have to simply unzip the tar file and we have to set the Java environment. Then we have to run the standalone.sh script to start up the JBoss services. Then if we want to create domain environment, then we are being given the option whether we need to run the standalone script or we need to run it as a domain mode.
Yeah. How soon you can start the sessions, Gaurav?
Tomorrow, I think there is festival, so tomorrow won't be possible. Uh, Start it on from either Thursday or maybe Friday.
I need you as soon as possible, Gaurav. Tomorrow I can.
From Thursday, we can start.
Yeah. How much? How long the session?
I think it's a 1 hour session per day, right?
Okay. Okay.
Or you can give me the timings at what time you are being suitable.
If you can take morning one show, one session and evening one session like that.
No, because I'm also working in shifts, right? So in evening, I will be busy. In morning, between 9 to 12, I can conduct. Or between 8 to 12, I
Okay.
can take it.
Yeah. Can you
Or
take
in,
1.5
in
hour
evening, if
session
I
like that?
will be getting the free slot, then I can ping, okay, at this time I'm being available, then we can take this.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
So
Because
we
12th
will,
is the 12th is my start day of job. That's why.
yeah. So what are the things that we will cover into this course, right?
Can you send any? Do you have any the browser? The like not a browser. Just what are the things you need to cover? You will cover in the session. The session. Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, I have the content with me. What are the sessions and what are the topics that we need?
Yeah. Can you share that content if you don't mind?
Yeah, I can share it with you.
Okay.
And not a problem. I'm just giving you an overview that what are the things that we will cover. The first topic that will be in detail is about understanding about the environment, JBoss structure, folder and
Yeah.
file structure. Then
Yeah.
JBoss installation. After the installation, we will create the JVMs in both in standalone mode and as well in domain mode.
You will show right how to deploy the application in standalone
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, definitely.
and also database connections also, right?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, and CLI you can show CLI, right?
Yeah, JBoss CLI can show you.
Yeah, they are looking for JBoss CLI most.
Yeah, JBoss CLI is pretty simple. Once you understand that, and it's good, you can manage the things from JBoss CLI as well.
Okay.
Then once it is done, the application configuration, application deployment, and then saying how to troubleshoot a particular issue which is coming in JBoss.
Yeah,
And the
sure.
performance tuning of the environment, like what is the heap size, what should be the optimum value of the heap size, thread dump analysis,
Okay, sure.
and the sessions and all.
Okay, sure.
Okay, but before knowing, you should understand the 3-tier architecture in detail, because there are so many things apart from the application deployment as well,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
JBoss server, first we will install the JBoss, then we will deploy the application. Then sometimes application required a particular jar file, right? Or property
Yeah.
which is required to run and serve the particular application.
Yes.
How those jar files are being configured, right?
Yeah.
So that thing also we will take care.
Okay, sure. Apart from this, do you think any other things we need to cover?
Like
Is there
database
any?
connectivity, we have
Yeah.
we have, and
Yeah.
how to connect the web server with the JBoss platform for like Apache or Nginx. How to do the
Yeah.
configuration in web server to route the traffic to the JBoss backend environment.
Okay. It's a network thing you're telling?
This web server and JBoss is there, right? How
Yeah.
backend JBoss server, right?
We use the both for the web and application server also we use the JBoss.
Yeah, application server is different. Okay, where my actual application is being deployed, but to strengthen the security of the environment, right? Additional web
Yeah.
servers are also being deployed. So why it is being deployed is, let's suppose I remove these web servers, okay, from here. So what will happen?
Okay.
The request will directly be coming to. That means
You are thinking about the proxy in the middle,
that
reverse proxy or API application gateway you're talking about?
I'm talking about the web servers.
Yeah, web servers. But whatever the static pages we deploy in the web servers, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but why we need to deploy JBoss in the web?
So that's why I'm explaining this. Let's suppose we have directly striking the request to the JBoss application servers, right? So my load is being high, right?
Yeah.
Let's suppose my user sessions has been increased.
Yeah.
So now these user sessions are not having any waiting queue in between, right? So they will directly strike the request to these
Yeah.
JBoss app servers, which will degrade my performance of the JBoss application servers. And one more thing is, let's
Okay.
suppose my JBoss application server is there, right? And if I'm not having any
Yeah.
intermediate or proxy between them, those are being exposed to the hackers more as compared
Yeah,
to.
yeah. I understand that one. I understand the hackers can attack directly our servers. Yeah, for that one we place a proxy in between the load balancer and our servers, right?
Right. So your web server is exactly working as a proxy itself, which is we called as a forward proxy as well as reverse proxy.
Oh, in the web server we deploy the as well as static pages and also proxy also, right?
Right. So in web server, there are some modules which need to be installed and needs to be configured. Once those modules are being enabled, we need to provide these backend servers details. Okay, my JBoss instance is running on this particular port, right? Once
Oh,
these
I
things are
don't
being
see this
configured, then
architecture
it will be
earlier.
striked.
Yeah, okay. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so the content wise, if you are asking, I am having it with me.
Okay.
Just give me a minute.
Sure.
So what are the things that we will cover, right? So first,
Yeah.
from the first, we will cover first the introduction in detail about JBoss. Then we will cover about the Java basics, like how the class files are being loaded by JVM into the application servers, how the JVM is working internally. Okay, we have deployed the application on JVM, but we don't know what are the things are working in background. Okay, how JVM is able to load those application file into the memory. Okay,
Okay.
then we will cover the installation part of the JBoss on Linux platform and as well as on Windows platform. We will install Java as well. Then we will understand the JBoss architecture environment, standalone main mode. Okay, in detail. Okay, then we will create a high availability environment of multiple clusters. Then the application deployment, then web server integration. Web server, we can use Apache web server. Okay, then we will see the logging configuration. What are the logs level in JBoss we can define to collect more information for troubleshooting purpose, right?
Yeah.
And one more thing is JMS and JMX. There are two things. One is the JMS means Java Messaging Services,
Services. Okay.
and JMX is for monitoring of the JBoss from Java console environment. Okay. So
Okay, in the
how,
JBoss, why we are means it's like JMS means you are configuring configuration between the JBoss and JMS or
so JBoss itself provide different kind of APIs, right? Like for database connectivity, it provides a JDBC module. For JMS connectivity, it provides the JMS modules. So if in your
Okay.
environment, let's suppose is there is a requirement to connect JBoss environment with the MQ messaging servers, right? Then how we integrate the JBoss with those messaging servers? Then the
Hello.
user creations, what kind of users we can create, how to configure the
Yeah.
SSL in JBoss. SSL means security layers. If we want to secure the
Yeah.
JBoss on a particular HTTPS port,
Yeah, we need to store the certificates also, right?
yeah,
SSL certificates.
certificate details, how to create a certificate. But I will be able to show you only the self-signed certificate
Okay.
because this CA30 certificate will be like it will require additional cost to create and procure the certificate. So we can create the self and we can
Okay.
deploy.
Okay.
And if let's suppose JBoss is integrating with any third-party applications, right? Let's suppose any JBoss consume some API from other platform, right? Or
Yeah.
consume the services from other applications. Then how we make these two applications to be worked on secure platform? We call it as a one-way SSL or a two-way SSL. The one-way SSL means only the communication is working between server and client, but the client is not authenticating its certificate. Okay, only server is providing it certificate. But if we need both entities to be like trust each other and we do a two-way SSL, then we have to import and trust the certificate of server into client side and client side certificate into server side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the things itself.
But you will show, right? The certificates where we load the SSL certificates.
Yeah, definitely. How to deploy, how to create, what are the things required to create a SSL certificate. From your own, you can create a certificate, but it will be the self-signed certificate, not the certificate.
Yeah, I understand that one.
Yeah.